Maniacs, welcome back to the channel. Your local bedhead here. It's been a good minute since we've reacted to, as I take a sip of coffee, Nuke's Top 5. Now, you're probably wondering, Jordan, we don't believe in Nuke's Top 5. I know. This is one of those channels that I go back to, and I just have fun with it. This is one of those rare channels I just genuinely have fun. I already didn't believe most of the stuff that I'd seen on here, and even knowing that now I know that he adds sound effects and stuff like that, it doesn't really take away my fun aspect. It's very nostalgic to me. This is a very nostalgic channel because this is one of those channels that me and my buddy Lane used to watch all the time when we were younger. When he'd come over every weekend, times were easier. We'd walk down to Dollar General, grab ourselves a couple of liters of Pops and some Doritos. You know, we'd dip the chips in A1 sauce and just watch Nuke's Top 5. It was one of those things, man. And look, I still feel that it's nostalgic to me. So if you like this type of content and want to see more content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, I will be trying to debunk some things. Of course, I will be talking about things, but I don't think it's real. I'm going to say something. If I think it's creepy, I'm going to say something. So yeah, I am probably going to be debunking. So here we go with Nuke's Top 5. I think this is like top 25 scariest ghost videos, or 10 scary videos of ghosts. 10 scary video of ghosts. So here we go with some Nuke's Top 5. Get this video over 100 likes, and I'll continue to do these Nuke Top 5 reactions.
Factory worker Kama Kaylee recently moved from his home country of Greenland to live and work in Denmark.
Okay.
But little did he know that the apartment he moved into had a horribly dark past. 7 years ago, a 49-year-old man was brutally attacked and lost his life right outside the apartment's front door. After Kama moves in, he begins to notice his things moving and falling to the floor for no reason. He hears the creepy sound of someone knocking on his door, and doors inside the apartment slam shut.
Now, I'm kind of curious to know what apartment this is. You know, apartment complex? Because I don't think he said what apartment complex it was, so I can't really go and do my research on it, unfortunately. I just kind of have to take his word for it, which is something I'm just not going to do when it comes to Nuke's Top 5. He says that somebody was murdered here, somebody got, butchered here, person fell, died, but never really any documentation of it is shown. We just kind of have to accept this could have happened. So I'm not really all too accepting of that. I'm hesitant to believe everything that I hear like that, because there have been incidences when I have looked up what, when I got a location or something and I look it up and there was never any documentation of a death that happened. It's just folklore or word of mouth.
For no reason. One afternoon, Kama hears strange sounds coming from somewhere inside his apartment. He pulls out his phone and starts to record as he tries to find the source of the odd noises. But then, this happens.
I do have issues already. I will talk about them after. Things I'm questioning a little bit. It was that guy on the bike outside. He leaped.
Kama gets a good jump scare as a door slams shut right in front of him. And, it seems to literally scare a fart right out of him.
Okay, so that's why he smiled. Okay. So the first slam, he's got his camera pointed at him, which is fine, but it also might be because that door is probably one of those doors that slams by itself or just slowly by itself picks momentum and just shuts. I didn't see anything paranormal with that video at all. I would easily say that was probably the door. It had a towel hanging off it, which probably gave it some more weight. So when it shut, it was a little bit louder.
This is where the fun ends and things start to get really dark.
Oh, okay.
Because another day, not long after sunset, the eerie activity in the apartment starts up once again.
Okay.
Now, Kama is a bit scared, but once again, he takes out his phone to try to record proof of the creepy activity in his apartment. What happens next is truly creepy.
Oh. Uh-huh. I'll tell you what I noticed. First off, the guy didn't even bother facing the camera around the corner. He didn't even bother. He just walked over there, shuts the thing, walks back. I mean, if there was anybody with a string or anything along those lines, they would be over in that corner. He did not face the camera in that direction at all. If that thing moves either to the corner where the string I think is or into that room, it went directly into that corner. Did you notice that? It went directly in the corner that if there was somebody there with a string, they would be over there. He didn't face the camera in that direction, and it goes directly towards that direction. Yep, and it got stuck on the leg. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
A cupboard door opens by itself and Kama's helmet slides across the floor.
Yep.
Later that night, Kama decides to live stream from his apartment. He says that he's having trouble sleeping because he keeps hearing things moving and falling to the floor over in the next room. What happens next, live on camera, is downright chilling.
Yep. How do you not hear that? Let me guess, is that the culprit up in the window?
Caught live on stream, Kama hears the sound.
Yeah, it's extremely fake. It's extremely fake. I mean, come on, guys. There's a reason why he kept the camera facing at the floor and at himself. He didn't want anybody to see anybody. He pointed it in the room where someone could easily... I think what happened here was the kitchen door shut. Hard to see. There was a slight reflection right up in here with the door for a second. Not saying that was a person, but if there was a person in this room, They are probably standing behind the door, which would explain why the knocks and stuff are extremely loud the second he walks over there, because that person's probably banging on the wall right next to him. There it is. That might be a reflection from the phone camera, actually, on the mirror. Is this a bathroom or a... Yeah, this might be a bathroom, actually. Yeah, whoever it was behind the door. And he's, again, keeping the phone facing at the floor himself. And then he immediately aims the phone back up at the upstairs where there's suspiciously someone just standing there in the window. I hope you guys can hear me, by the way. There's no guarantee you can. I'm going to talk a little bit louder so you guys can hopefully hear me over the video. But yeah, it was all too set up. It was all too perfect. This is definitely one of those situations where I'm like, yeah, this is probably one of those fake TikTok accounts. And of course, you know, they probably ran to the bedroom, got in the window. Yeah, there's something up there. And it just slowly goes down.
Caught live on stream, Kama hears the sounds of his belongings falling to the floor in the other room. But when he goes to investigate, the drawers of a small cupboard slide open on their own. Kama's had enough and runs down.
Oh, so there might be two people in the house then, because someone would have had to been standing on the side. Okay, did he shut the door or did the ghost shut the door? Let me go back a little bit. I felt like it was him, something behind the door that shut it. Yeah, because the door shuts, doesn't it? I can't tell if he shut it or... No, it was someone was behind the door. They shut the door because it didn't look like he put his arm over to grab the door handle or anything. It just looks like someone shut it. There has to be two people in the house then. There has to be someone over here pulling the strings and then someone who shut the door behind the door. So looks like he has a couple friends working. Yeah, I missed that the first time. I missed the drawers opening. I just saw the door shut. That's what I thought made him run, was like the door was shutting on him, so he just booked it.
So with everything that has happened, could Kama's apartment actually be haunted by the restless ghost of the man whose life was taken there? Let me know what you think. Just a quick side note, but Greenlandic is only spoken by around 57,000 people in the entire world. So a huge thank you to Nuke's Top 5 viewer Wilhelm for translating Nuke's Top 5 viewer videos. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Natalie Hintz is taking a few iPhone Live photos of her sister-in-law and niece at a scenic lookout in Utah.
Oh, I've seen this one.
And suddenly she notices something very odd.
Guys, I've seen that. It's obviously a car driving with a bike on top of it. They're on a hill. There's plenty of room. There's road back there. It's obviously a car driving with a bike on it. See, that's a situation where I feel like they knew that it was probably a car with a bike on it, but she played it off as a creepy thing. You know? Like, oh, let's send this into Nuke, so he probably won't even know what to think. But obviously there's a hill down there. There's probably a dirt road.
Says that he's been experiencing paranormal events since he was 3 years old. He says that he has even seen full-bodied shadow apparitions in his home. So back in 2013, when Steven was 18 years old, he says that he was finally able to capture proof of what he's been experiencing.
Okay.
But it's a bit potato because all he had to record back then was his iPod Touch.
Oh my God. This brings me back. This is the graininess of the video.
Notice that the trash can first tips slightly forward, then moves back, then crashes over onto the floor. A few bags and suitcases fall over as well for no apparent reason. Cut to 2017, and Steven has now upgraded his video with a new phone. When he hears a strange rattling noise coming from the hallway outside his bedroom, he once again decides to try to record some proof of his paranormal experiences. And this is when things start to get really weird.
Terrifying? Oh, is that a Phantom Menace poster? Oh my god, I can respect his decorations.
A picture frame on the wall violently moves and raises up, almost as if it's trying to fly right off the wall. Since this video, Steven says that his grandmother cleansed and saged their home, and for the last 6 years, he's happy to report he's never had another paranormal experience. This next creepy video.
What?
Steven's
Go back. Come on now.
paranormal experience.
Okay, with that first little clip there.
First tips slightly forward, then moves back, then crashes over onto the floor.
Now, for that, there are 2 doors right there. So if there was a string attached to that trash can, the string could be underneath the door and someone could have pulled it forward, and that would explain probably why it landed upside down, right? Like it landed straight up because that pull probably was pretty strong and it caused it to do that. And as for those bags right there, I'm assuming this kid probably has a string attached to his ankle. So when he starts backing up, all that stuff comes forward, right? That's what I noticed about that. I just didn't say nothing. I wanted the video to play out first, and then I was going to say something. But
back then
look
was
at that. Let's look at that again.
Touch.
Okay, first. Okay. There goes that trash can, and then he starts moving back, and then all of those come forward towards him. I'm pretty confident about that one.
Notice that the trash can first tips slightly forward,
Yep.
then moves back, then crashes over onto the floor.
Except the one bag right there where it goes over this way. But again, the bags start only going over when he starts backing up. So I'm assuming it had something to do with that. And
17, and Steven has now upgraded his video with a new phone.
And as you can see, the lamp is going towards the way of the door that opens, that's opening, right? So that's going in the direction of that, so there very much could be someone in that.
When he hears a strange rattling noise coming from the hallway outside his bedroom, he once again decides to try to record some proof of his paranormal experiences.
Right.
This is when things start to get really weird.
Now this.
A picture frame on the
Okay. It almost sounds like somebody's hitting the wall behind it. There's like a pound right before the frame goes up, right? Right there. It's almost like someone's hitting the wall behind it. Like they're hitting it in the corner of the frame, and that's what's making it go forward and come back down and slam against the wall. That's my guess when it comes to that one, because I could hear like a bang right before it even started moving.
A picture frame on the wall violently moves and raises up, almost as if it's trying to fly right off the wall. Since this video, Steven says that his grandmother cleansed and saged their home, and for the last 6 years, he's happy to report he's never had another paranormal experience. This next creepy video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Paulus Helander. In his email, Paulus says that his brother was home all alone one night at their farm in Finland. Out the window, he notices that the light in the barn has mysteriously turned on. Paulus says that this strange event has happened many times, but no one in his family can figure out why. Now the farm is in the middle of nowhere, and the man is all alone, but nevertheless, he gathers his courage and goes out to turn off the light. He films the barn as he searches for any explanation as to why the light turned on. What happens next is downright creepy.
Let's see. Let's see if I've seen this one before. It wouldn't surprise me. then it's gone.
Did you see it? A
Yes,
pale,
I did.
undefined face can be seen staring in through the window of the barn, seemingly watching the man before disappearing into the night. Thankfully, whatever it was seems to have scurried off, and the man returned home unharmed. But what do you think this is? Is it something paranormal, or perhaps something even more terrifying? A real person stalking around the farm in the middle of nowhere in the dead of night.
I mean, the reality is, more than likely, that's a person in a mask. It always ends like that too. Have you noticed that? Like whenever there's like a full-on apparition or somebody peeking in the window, they always look back and that thing is gone. That's always the typical route these videos like to take. And for that reason alone, it makes it very difficult to want to believe in it. It's like that stereotypical kind of formula that a lot of these people are aware of that actually works because people do buy into this and they continuously repeat it. I guarantee you it's probably a mask I have seen before, and it's probably a mask you can get anywhere, if I had to guess. But again, so simple. The formula is so simple, anybody can do it.
In the middle of nowhere, in the dead of night. Hanako-san. A group of friends at a high school in Japan hear crying coming from the restroom during their lunch break. Now in Japan, there is a famous legend of a girl named Hanako-san. This young girl's spirit is said to haunt restrooms in schools across Japan. The group moves in, all of them a bit hesitant to investigate the source of the creepy sound. Needless to say, it did not go well.
Look from the Western style toilet. I mean, it looks like the girl is smiling. Okay, let's... Yeah, and that time that they ran over there, that girl at the end easily opened all those doors. Easily.
The girls are just about to leave until they suddenly hear a loud bang and go back for a look. The horrifying, distorted face of a young girl can be seen inside one of the restroom stalls. The group runs in fear, and the video
That is terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the fact that it's distorted makes me think digital, in all honesty.
Hear a loud bang and go back for a look. The horrifying, distorted face of a young girl.
You know what I mean? Like, the fact that it's distorted like that, and again, you can get some really good editors that pull that kind of shit, too. Now, in real life,
Bang
I'll tell you right
and
now.
Go back for a look. The horrifying, distorted face.
2015 Jordan would have shat himself looking at this, and I would have been terrified. I would have been too scared to go to sleep. That is the kind of shit that would scare the hell out of me. Terrifying like that, I would have, ran. And then you know for a fact there was nobody in that room. Yeah, I'd have been gone.
The face of a young girl can be seen inside one of the restroom stalls. The group runs in fear, and the video cuts. Now, unfortunately, there's no source to be found for this video. It appeared on the internet as mysteriously as the Japanese legend. So did the girls capture evidence of Hanako-san? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax?
Unfortunately, I would say it's an elaborate hoax. Is it a very well put together video? Yeah, it is actually. I'll give credit where credit's due. It's a very well put together video.
You decide.
Yeah.
The 6-year seal. A girl says that she lives in a spooky house that was built in the early 1800s. She says that as long as she can remember, strange unexplained things have happened around the home, including odd noises and creepy unexplained footsteps in the middle of the night. Tragically, the girl's mother passed away inside the house under mysterious circumstances. Soon after, the girl's granddad became convinced that there was something evil inside the home. For unknown reasons, her granddad sealed his bedroom shut, hid the key, and left the house, never to return. The old man's room remained locked off for the next 6 years. Then suddenly, one day the key to the room was found just lying in the open on the living room table, with no explanation as to how it got there. One night, the girl and her friends decide to explore the allegedly haunted house, using a spirit box in hopes of getting some kind of answer from the other side. And that's when things take a very unexpected turn.
If there's anybody with us, can you tell us your name?
We don't usually tell you our name. No water.
Oh, y'all heard that. Y'all heard that.
I just heard seeing someone say try an app.
Scared me so bad.
The girl's sister is unaware of what's going on and simply steps out of the shower to go to her room. The group thinks it's a ghost and freaks the out. But things are about to take a much more sinister turn as the three friends finally decide to unlock and explore her granddad's 6-year sealed bedroom.
Oh, it's just a bedroom? Are you going in?
Damn kids, you're ruining everything.
I don't feel good. No, I don't.
I just got so lightheaded.
That.
I just got
Corbin, don't be going through this stuff.
I just got so lightheaded. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know. I got lightheaded as soon as I walked in here.
Yeah.
You are not welcome here.
Oh, my head's itching. I
If
think
there's
there's
any
lights
spirits
in here.
leave. You are not welcome.
Why is Santa Claus locked up?
That's what that thing's creepy.
Why, Santa, why are you locked up? It could be an object in here.
Yeah.
Did your grandpa ever think about that? Like, it could be an object. You could just burn the whole room. What are you doing in the closet, dude?
Oh, my back's burning.
Is it really?
Bitch, my back's
Do you have
burning.
scratch marks in it? I don't know. Oh my god! No, you're kidding!
Stop.
No, get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Marks up your back.
Stop.
No, you did!
Stop. You're giving me anxiety.
Oh my god.
You're kidding, right? You're
No.
The girls are shocked as their friend seems to get scratched by something inside the room.
It took us like 5 minutes to unlock that door. Like it wouldn't open. We went in and immediately I felt lightheaded. Didn't you say you didn't feel good?
Alexis.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you guys. If the room's been locked off for 6 years apparently, and if this is true, I'd assume there's probably a lot of dust and shit. I'm sure the room probably feels muggy as all hell if there's no working air conditioning or anything like that. If there's no venting system inside the house, I'm not sure if there is or not. But there could be a lot of reasons why you might not feel 100% when walking into a room that's been sealed off for 6 years. The scratch marks could easily be self-inflicted. I'm not going to sit here and say that these kids are lying. I don't know. But like if I were to be realistic about this, the camera was off him for a good little portion of the time. He could have easily scratched his own back, and then they looked at it. I mean, even they were laughing and giggling while they were looking at it, and they ran out of the room. Now, these are kids, so that could be in their defense that this is how they act. Even then, I don't even know if the room's been sealed off for 6 years because nothing in there looked like it's been sealed for 6 years. If it was 6 years, I feel like there'd be dust everywhere. There'd be cobwebs everywhere. I mean, I just feel like there'd be so much more that would have added to the age of it, right? So, and for it not to be clean for 6 years, I just feel like there would be just so much more in there. But it didn't really look like it was all that dirty. It looked like a little unorganized, but not like insanely dirty or dusty. So I just don't know. It just feels off to me. It feels like it could be a setup.
Yeah, immediately I felt lightheaded and I was like, okay, weird. But I was
Like
just trying to,
how do you live in this house and not go into a room for 6 years? That makes no sense to me.
play it off, you know.
At some point, you know, someone should get curious, right?
Real.
He said that his back was burning, and as a joke, I was like, oh, imagine if he had scratch marks. And then he had them, and in the video, you obviously can see there was no one near him.
After this terrifying ordeal,
Well,
the group believes
Except for the moments where you had the camera facing the Santa Claus, right? So, like, those few moments, you could have easily had ran over there and put some scratches on him. Or
something
someone.
is very wrong inside that house. They say that they plan on just staying out of that bedroom. But what do you think is
Why?
going on here?
It's a waste of a perfectly good bedroom.
Could there be a dark entity linked to that bedroom? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
This feels like one of those things where the kids probably thought, hey, it would be kind of fun if we made a paranormal video. Say that this room has been locked up for 6 years, and scratch me really quick, and we can all freak out and maybe get some views on it. I mean, that's what I'm sure a lot of kids think. Let's just get some views off the paranormal, and this is a typical thing. I would not be surprised if a lot of people decided to go down this path and this route. So it happens.
Soul. In Michoacan, Mexico, a photographer named Paco is waiting in his studio for his friend Eduardo to arrive to work on a project. Paco suddenly hears his friend Eduardo outside his open window, talking loudly to someone on the street. Paco checks his security camera to see what's going on, and just watch.
Güey, te juro por Dios, güey. Te lo juro por Dios que un señor me preguntó qué onda era la pinera.
No digas mamadas.
Te lo juro por Dios, güey. Un señor se me acercó y me preguntó, oiga, disculpe, ¿dónde es la pinera? Y por eso le explico, le digo que tenía que cruzar y darle más para abajo, güey, te lo juro. Te lo juro, güey, no mames.
Eduardo swears that a man was asking him for directions, but the security footage shows no one there, just an odd white mist. So did Eduardo have a conversation with a ghost or a brief mental breakdown? Because he seems convinced. So let me know what you think. The conversation just for direct. See what's going on, and just watch. One on the street, Eduardo outside his open window, talking loudly to someone on the street.
Then who is that person right there? Could that have been just someone else walking by? Or is this maybe a situation where this is added in digitally? Like, there was something I did notice that I'm going to point out really quick. Because he does look genuinely confused, honestly.
Güey, te juro por Dios, güey. Te lo juro por Dios que un señor me preguntó qué onda era la pinera.
No digas mamadas.
Te lo juro por Dios, güey. Un señor se me acercó y me preguntó, oiga, disculpe, ¿dónde es la pinera? Y por eso le explico, le digo que tenía que cruzar y darle más para abajo, güey, te lo juro. Te lo juro, güey, no mames.
Eduardo swears that a man was asking him for directions, but the security footage shows...
Right there. I'm not sure if this was something Nuke did, but I doubt it.
Asking him for directions, but the
right here. See how like it doesn't look so contrasted. The colors aren't too dark, but here in a second, watch the colors right here specifically. Watch how they turn color like different.
Security footage shows no.
Why did the colors get like that? Again, I don't know if that was Nuke that did that or not, but why did they get so contrast and everything? Like someone had messed with the editing here. Does that make any sense?
One there, just an odd.
I'm beginning to feel like this is digitally messed with right here to make it look like he was actually talking to nobody.
With a ghost or a brief mental breakdown, because he seems convinced. So let me know what you think.
Yeah, I'm kind of confident that was digitally messed with, personally.
Alice Attic. Amateur paranormal investigator Phil Koch has been posting strange captures from his supernatural explorations for 15 years on YouTube.
The hell was that? Wait, gotta get the camera. Shh. Okay, something just crashed right next to us.
In fact, I featured Phil's videos on this channel many years ago.
Something just moved behind me.
Now, on this particular night, Phil and his teenage son are performing a paranormal investigation in the attic of an allegedly haunted house in West Allis, Wisconsin. And things get weird.
On the floor. So.
56? 7?
This house looks extremely familiar. Like this attic.
70 between.
I thought his son was Justin Bieber for a second. I swear to God, doesn't he not look like young Justin Bieber? Like, 100%.
Without them knowing, a voice seems to whisper, "Go outside."
7, 7, 7.
But what happens next shocks them to their core.
It's like 12:30, and I think that it was about an hour since we heard those footsteps coming through here, but I don't know what that was from.
Yeah, that's him with the flashlight. Gosh.
It's about 37, 38.
That's why I'm cold. And I'm getting like a 0.2 all the way through the room.
Wait, it's going to 45. There's 50. Oh, I got a 50.
I got a reading here. Okay. I got a reading here. Okay.
Phil and his son have had enough. They just run right out of the attic. But when Phil uploads the video, many viewers claim that they can actually see something sitting in the chair that slides out. But
Well, I feel like there's probably a doll in the house that's probably sitting on the chair.
what do you think? The wandering
Okay, I would like to know more context of this video. When things slide like that, I'm very hesitant to trust it. Okay, this is not like me trying to shit on every video that I see here, but I'm very hesitant when it slides, especially in a direction of where someone could easily be sitting with a string attached. Easily sitting with a string attached. Now, if it were to like go towards them and there's obviously nobody behind them and they weren't making any movements whatsoever, I would be a little bit more like interested in that. But the fact of the matter is, you can't see in that corner. And that, to me, is already a dead giveaway that there could be something off about that. There could be somebody in that corner, easily. You know, that's one of the biggest reasons why that new Satori and Cody video was already debunked before it even started, was because there are so many layers and levels of that place to where someone could be easily hiding and messing or tampering with it.
actually see something sitting in the chair that slides out. But what do you think? The wandering patient. This next video takes place in an allegedly haunted hospital. Now the story goes that the spirit of a little girl who passed away still wanders the hospital halls, unable to move on. Down in the hospital cafeteria, the staff working the late night shift experience something that makes their blood run cold.
Ooh.
Ay, no, nomás nos están asustando. Yo quiero llorar. Foto, ya está grabando. ¿Está grabando?
Ya deja de jugar, niña.
Ay, no, Dani, yo.
Pequeña.
No mames, no mames.
Pequeña, que estamos jugando, ven acá.
Ya se fue para allá. Se abrieron las de allá. Se abrieron las dos.
Ya se salió, a lo mejor.
Ay, no. Ay, no, no
Nunca me asusto,
no, ya,
pero ahora
ya
mire.
tengo el harto miedo ya.
Nunca me asusto. Y ahora.
Ay, no mames, no, ya.
¿Qué necesitas, pequeña? ¿Eh?
No.
¿Ocupas algo?
Okay.
Ay, no.
Pequeña. ¿Ya prendió la luz?
Ay, miedo.
Now the hospital night staff all know the creepy story of the little ghost that supposedly wanders the hospital. So they watch in terror as the cafeteria gates and automatic door open and close on their own, almost as if someone is walking there. But as the doors close, a small dark figure can be seen walking by the doors on the other side.
Of course.
But whatever it is, it somehow just doesn't trigger the automatic doors.
That's why, to me, it feels like and looks like those are all electrical, and someone could be easily manipulating, or they could be just malfunctioning and opening and shutting on their own. And then that's why that little figure feels added on in afterwards. Was because he's right. They walked by, but it didn't set off the doors or anything. So they had to pick and choose a point where it would walk by in the video that would kind of just be perfect for it. So like the door shut, they would be able to hide most of the effect by claiming, well, it was behind a see-through door at a far distance, so you can barely see it. You know what I mean? And that's why they picked that moment to let it walk by the door. In my opinion, it looks like a malfunction that's happening electrically, and they just took complete advantage of it. Maybe they actually believed that there was some sort of spiritual thing going on, but that doesn't mean somebody who saw the footage afterwards didn't add that in to make it look like an actual paranormal video and something was really going on there. More of a malfunction in my opinion though, because again, they didn't, if they really wanted to go the extra mile, they could have said, you know, open the door if that is you, or do twice for no and twice for yes, right? They really could have made a bigger deal about it, but it looks like an actual genuine, like, oh, they're actually freaking out because they're not sure what's going on, and the doors and stuff are opening and whatnot, yeah.
Stories be true, and is the hospital indeed haunted by the spirit of a little girl? I leave that up to you to decide. The Madison Seminary. 2 teams of paranormal investigators decide to...
No shot. I am aware of the Ghost Club paranormal drama between Ghost Club Paranormal and Beardo right now. I have been keeping up to date with it, and I have been watching some videos behind the scenes. So I am aware of the live stream that they did, which I thought was in poor taste. It was for a good cause, but it was in poor taste in my personal opinion. I did not care for that at all. And I did see some of the things they were saying and some of the mob mentality that was going on, which is something I'm not all for when it comes to paranormal channels. I was going to make a video on it. I decided not to, but I am aware of it. And I'm certainly not on Ghost Club Paranormal's side when it comes to that. I think that was just in terrible taste. And to say things like Beardo, hopefully he's using some of that money that he's making off of our videos for the cause and stuff, kind of guilting him into donating to something, which is obviously a very phenomenal thing to donate to, but you should never make a video and publicly call out someone to donate, and if they don't do it, they're a piece of shit human being. Like, that is horrible to do to anybody. If you want to donate, go donate. You know, the more power to you, that's fucking phenomenal, but don't guilt people into donating.
Explore the allegedly haunted Madison Seminary in...
But that's not the only thing they did. That's just one of the things that comes to my mind that they kind of pulled, and yeah, there was a lot of sick shit that happened on that live stream.
Madison, Ohio. Madison Seminary was built in 1847, and over the years, the building has been used as a school, a hospital, a mental asylum, and even as housing for the grieving families of men who died in the Civil War. With a long, dark history like that, it's no surprise that many ghosts are said to haunt its abandoned halls. So one spirit in particular is said to be that of a very unfriendly doctor who tries to frighten and physically attack anyone who visits Madison Seminary. Now, the team of paranormal investigators has just started to explore the building when investigator Mandy notices something very odd.
You're super red.
What? Am I gonna die?
What? Come on. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he's super red. Look at that. Oh, sun just came through. Hey. Oh, it's a pain.
Oh, what the? It almost looks like a thumb. That's weird. What? Yeah. It's a weird spot, too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even feel anything. Like, it doesn't feel like anything right now.
No, that's weird.
That guy looks extremely familiar, like I've seen him before.
I guess we'll see if it does start to feel like something.
Turn around again.
So it's burning or something?
I mean, it's so red.
I know, it doesn't feel like anything. It's weird.
Ghost hunter Steve is shocked to discover that a large red mark has suddenly appeared on the back of his neck. But he says he doesn't really feel a thing. So the group continues upstairs where the angry spirit of the doctor is said to sometimes appear. As they record, they capture something that is downright creepy.
Yeah, it was like a male voice down there. It was like 2 or 3 words.
Doctor! Doctor!
It said doctor.
It just said doctor.
Whenever we heard a male voice, it said doctor. Yeah. So the thing is, he says he doesn't like to be called a doctor because he says he was a surgeon. So people call him a doctor.
You know,
makes him angry.
Beardo has a video on this. I have not watched it, but I do recognize that shadow bit because it was mentioned in his most recent video about the situation, and they showed examples of the shadow that he was talking about. So I might do a reaction to that and see what he says about the shadow.
So we call him a doctor, usually.
Is there a doctor down there? Oh, did you hear that? Yeah. I definitely heard a voice coming from down there.
The group hears a male voice coming from somewhere in the attic. But did you see it? Right after the investigators hear a voice and their obelisk ghost box says the word doctor, a small dark figure can be seen running into the attic hallway. The ghost hunters don't even notice the odd figure and only see it once they review their footage later. So did they capture the spirit of the old hospital doctor on camera? You decide.
Kind of small for a doctor.
You can watch this entire investigation over on the YouTube channel, Ghost Club Paranormal. Caught on camera.
So yeah, I might dive into more of that stuff later on. But I would actually rather hear what Beardo has to say about that shadow before kind of determining what I might think. The first thing I would try to say is that it was probably the lighting. That would be one of my first guesses, but then again, I could be completely off. And again, there are people who are just genuinely better at figuring this stuff out and knowing what they're talking about because they have seen the editing process before. And yeah, it's just better to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about before just kind of going off of what I might think beforehand. So I'll see what he has to say about that.
Late one night, Claire Mills from Manchester, England gets a notification on her Ring camera that someone is moving around in her front yard.
Phenomenal.
For obvious reasons, Claire is a bit worried, and she immediately checks the camera footage. What she sees sends chills down her spine.
Doc Brown and Marty McFly going back to the future.
A strange white mist can be seen quickly darting down the driveway before disappearing completely. Claire has no idea what to make of this bizarre figure and wonders if she might have caught a ghost on camera. We need scary videos, so if you see something scary...
I feel like there could be a reasonable explanation for that one. Give me some time to think about that.
You think would be perfect for the top 5, send it to me.
I mean, be honest though, security cameras, they're not that difficult to see malfunctions and shit. Messes, like, that literally could have been an animal running across the yard and it comes off like a blob on screen. I mean, it could have been a squirrel, right? Maybe is that terrible of me to say? I feel like it's just, again, I've seen so many videos now of cameras like that being debunked so easily and them not being what appears, or a car passing by and maybe that was like the light reflecting off of it, right? Like a light reflecting off the camera and that's just the way it looks. I mean, there could be so many explanations of what that could have been.
Top5@gmail.com. Secret shopper. Security guard Ramirez Rivera is working the night shift on New Year's Eve at a Bodega Herrera store in Torreon, Mexico. The security guard is a little bit bored and records a video complaining about having to work all alone on New Year's Eve. Suddenly, something very strange happens.
I'm a security guard and I had to work on New Year's Eve. Yeah, I had to work on New Year's Eve. No, New Year's Day. I had to work on New Year's Day. Yeah.
Año Nuevo, señores. Feliz Año Nuevo aquí encerrado. Aquí dando el rondín. Jales, jales.
Though something tells me, I would have gotten in huge trouble if I went into the factory and started recording myself talking to a camera. Oh, they would have fired me on the spot.
Sin llorar.
At least they're lenient with this guy.
Güey. Hijo de su pinche madre. Luego se oyó.
Sound like Buzz Lightyear.
Ni pedo, vámonos. Uy. A la chingada. ¿Qué chingas trae ese pinche? No manches. No se oye con sensor, valiendo madre. Vámonos mejor. Uy. Uy, güey. Vámonos
It's
mejor.
probably...
After this creepy occurrence, the security guard is a little freaked out, but just brushes it off. But then another night at 3:20 in the morning, Rivera thinks he keeps seeing someone walking behind him from the corner of his eye, even though he's the only person in the store. A little spooked, he decides to record himself as he walks through the store, hoping to catch a glimpse of any mysterious intruder that might be following him. What happens next is truly bizarre.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas madrugadas. No, bueno, más bien, estoy nervioso, asustado.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Most of the time at my location, when I'm doing security work, we always have 2 security guards on parole, right? Whatever have you. There's always 2, besides second shift, because there's nobody there during second shift. But when it comes to third shift and first shift, there's always somebody there. Even on nights where there is nobody there, there's always 2 security guards. Actually, we just had Christmas break, and there was always 2 security guards at the location where I work. I'm not saying everywhere's like that, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was another security guard on spot. And one of the things I look for in these kind of videos is when they always have the camera faced at their faces. For all we know, that toy was probably doing that all night, but he took advantage of it, walked down the aisle, had it facing forward, And then when the Buzz Lightyear figure started doing its thing, he looked at it and started freaking out and acting like he was spooked, but it was probably doing that the entire night. And they just took notice of it and were like, hey, you want to kill some time? Let's film a paranormal video. Make it creepy.
Siempre traigo mi celular a la mano. Son las 3:20 de la mañana, me tocó aquí guardia nocturna.
3:20 a.m. on night shift.
Si se fijan está todo solo. Pero ahorita acabo de ver a alguien allá en la entrada de clientes. Se miró allá por la entrada de clientes, hasta allá hasta atrás. Y
like why does he have the camera like this always on the side of his face, right? And it has the background showing for some weird reason, right? It's never by accident, but they have it always facing them and aiming in the direction where something is more than likely going to happen. Right? I guess you could always argue that maybe he just felt something was going to happen, but that's also a good cover-up, too. No, he has to have it perfect. He has to have it certainly angling at a certain direction for when something's about to happen. I almost guarantee you there's 2 security guards there. Let's see what happens.
No hay nadie. Yo fui a asomarme y no hay nadie.
Making sure it's way back
Así
there.
Lo voy a dejar a ver si pues de pura chingadera se vuelve a ver, ¿no? Y lo vi clarito. Ya lo vi otra vez. A ver si se alcanza a ver. No, me da miedo ir. A eso que se mira ahí. Eso negro que se ve ahí. Miren, ya se movió.
It's completely another security guard.
Está caminando, de hecho hasta que no manches. Y se sigue moviendo.
Go down there.
Es una persona, claro está que miren. No. Vámonos.
Someone or something can be seen lurking behind the creeped out security guard.
It looks like a guy with another security guard outfit on. All black. There's white text in whatever the center of it. But he's at such a far distance you wouldn't be able to tell.
A week later, and Rivera is back on another night shift when he spots a little girl aimlessly wandering around outside the supermarket. But before he can approach her, she simply disappears into the night. Given the late hour and the fact that the little girl was all alone, many viewers have speculated that this little girl could have been responsible for the strange occurrences in the store. Some even suggest that she might actually be a ghost. So now a few months go.
Well, why would a ghost fall like that? Looks like she tripped a little bit and then went back to doing what she was doing. Something tells me she was probably asked to do that while he filmed off in the distance.
By and things
Hell, it didn't even show the girl disappearing.
Be back to normal at the store. But then Rivera spots a shopping cart doing something a little weird.
¿Qué tal, amigos? ¿Cómo están? Oigan, estoy en mi hora de comida, pero no van a creer, amigos. Ahorita escuché que se movió el carrito. No lo vi. Escuché que ese carrito se movió, amigos. Se escuchó así clarito como si lo hubiera alguien agarrado. Bueno, no sé, a lo mejor son mis nervios. Miren, esta
Pretty realistic approach.
Estoy temblando. Pero sí, clarito escuché que lo movieron, amigos. Clarito. Si yo pues no alcancé a grabarlo, obviamente. Pero mire, no manches, mira. Chéquense. Ustedes me van a decir si soy yo, son mis nervios, no sé. Pero mire, no manches, amigos. Se movió, el carro se movió. Estoy seguro, se movió, amigos, se movió.
As the security guard attempts to capture evidence of the shopping cart moving, a soft voice can be heard saying, "Jugamos?" which basically translates in English to want to play?
Que lo movieron, amigos. Clarito, clarito.
So could it be that the Bodega Herrera store in Torreon is haunted?
No, I don't think it is. And there's reasons why. Okay, for the first few seconds. Okay, let's take a look at that again. So there could be easily someone laying on the floor right here, moving the cart with their hands, pushing it back against the wall, and the second he gets up, right? The second he gets up and starts walking over there, that person could have slid across the floor and hid in this general area right here. He never goes over there and looks. He just aims the camera at the cart the entire time when he does that. So again, this to me felt set up. It felt too perfect. There's too many flaws. He didn't go over there immediately and look around. You don't know what's going on the bottom right there because all this stuff is blocking him. I mean, they literally could have put this stuff there just to make sure that nobody could see what was going on the floor. I mean, I don't even know if this stuff was all the time there. It's kind of weird to have a couple skids piled up like that with some blankets. It looks weird, unless that's where they lay down to sleep during their working shift, which that could be very possible. But it looks like just a bunch of stuff gathered up in one spot to hide whoever's on the floor so they could film a quick ghost video, and then the second he gets up, the person slides over and hides over there. That's what it looks like to me. It's not like they actually caught the cart moving by itself with nothing around it at all, which we could obviously say that could have been a string. This, with all this stuff there, it makes it difficult to kind of see. I would very much say that this is obviously fake. The little girl, in my opinion, is probably somebody he knows and asked if they could do this for the sake of a video. Then people started connecting the dots. Maybe the girl is doing something like this, and then that voiceover, which I think it's a voiceover at this point. Yeah, and it also sounded like a frequency kind of thing. And look, if it was that loud, he would have heard that, right? Have you ever seen those ghost videos where someone just hears a slight whisper and they're like, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That was kind of weird. That sounded like a voice." But this is as loud as can be, and he's not even reacting to it.
So could it be that the Bodega
and I think
store in Torreon
that is 100% another security guard back there
is haunted by the spirit of a little girl? Or just what is going on here? I leave it up to you to decide.
Nah. Yeah, my personal favorite one had to be the one when the girls were in the restroom and they caught that face on the side of the stall. Now, do I believe that was real? 100% no. But I still think it was like creative and fun and spooky. So I'll give them credit where credit's due. That was a really well put together video. Other than that, most of the other stuff, I feel like could be easily explained. Yeah, I like it. Just there's too many flaws, too many ways that people can hide, and too many ways that, and like for the things that were sliding across the floor in the same direction, that could be easily a string pulling everything in that direction. When you're facing the camera at your face the entire time, running down the stairs, facing your feet at your feet, nothing behind you, you're trying to make sure nobody sees who else you have in the apartment. There's just too many flaws, too many things that would be easily just. That is what you would expect from a typical kind of, I just want to make a fun paranormal video just to see if I can get the views. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be surprised when someone starts saying that it's obviously fake, because it feels obviously fake. So let me know in the comment section, what was your favorite video out of all those? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go support the original video, of course, because these are reactions, and I do want to show support the original videos are from, because without those original videos, there would be no reaction or no debunking. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Please do take care.
Throwing down, coming after me if you can't